We know the last several weeks have been tough for the team, especially for your position group.
Yes.
Jake, just take us through how things have been for you, and then we'll open up questions about camp.
Yeah, it's been a challenge. It's not something that I've ever had to deal with. I've had a tragedy on the team before, but never as close to home as this. And it's hit everybody a little bit different. And that's the challenge of balance in the room. And allowing them to grieve. I think that first week was really tough, getting through that Sunday through Wednesday. And I think every day we're getting a little bit better. There was some, I think, really good closure for all of us on Saturday, having a really nice service for him with his family and friends and high school folks. And that was really good down in, Portsmouth area. And so that was good. And I think the kids felt better coming out of that. And you just got to find that balance to allow them to still grieve. And, we're going to play for him. We're going to play for him this year, and particularly in our room. And I know we'll do something as a team, obviously, as well. But that'll be a Coach Chadwell decision. But we're in our room making a dedication to, always play for our why, which we talk about a bunch, which each kid in the room, including myself, has a why and why we do this, why we're here. And it's a bigger purpose than us, but we also want to keep him in our thoughts there.
How have you seen the guys maybe come together during this time? Because it's a lot of, challenging times and probably difficult conversations that have been had amongst your group.
Yeah, I think more so than anything. I mean, I guess I'm a little biased, but I've coached the O-line for a long time, and the O-line generally is, and I encourage it and I promote it to have a close, tight-knit group. And when the other kids from other positions get involved and you see how much that they care and how it's hit them, I think there's certainly, it has rallied us a little bit together. I think it's opened the eyes to some kids who just haven't had to deal with things like this before. It forces them to grow up a little bit too. But I think it's increased our brotherhood, what we talk about a lot here.
And around the same time, Brendan went down to an injury that's going to cause him to miss most of the season. How have you seen him kind of, step forward despite not being able to be able on the field? Seems like he's really, been there for his teammates and his brothers on the line.
Yeah, he's awesome. I feel so terrible for him. He's worked his butt off. He's had issues throughout his career, but since the injury, he's been nothing but positive. He's every day ready to go, and he's taken it personally that he's going to be my assistant with Coach Carter and just be as helpful as he can to stay engaged, to stay around it. I already got a good plan for him. I got to keep him away from the sideline, but he wants to be right next to me down there during game day, and I can give him a role there. But I want to make sure he's safe, and so that if we have a chance to get him back, that we can get him back. So, but he's been awesome.
And with his injury, I mean, you've had to kind of shuffle some pieces along the line. We saw X kind of move into right guard. Is that somewhere you think you'll kind of start the season with him there?
Yeah, right now that's the way I see it happening. At the end of the day, what we're always trying to do is get the best five out there, and sometimes that means moving guys maybe out of a natural position for them to be where it's best for us, for the team. I think X, he's certainly getting some looks as a professional player, and that was more as an inside guy, a guard. So this will be good for him to be able to put that tape out there to see. But he's certainly athletic enough to play tackle, and we're still really working through, you got 5, you got to get 6, you got to get 7. You'd love to have 8 that you think you feel really good about putting in the game at any one point that you could survive. Certainly the more the better. We're a little thin depth-wise, but that's what we're working on right now, trying to develop that.
Yeah, how many do you feel comfortable? Game day or today, how many do you feel comfortable?
We're getting close to 8.
Okay.
A couple guys got some work to do. We had a couple guys battling through some nagging injuries throughout the camp that we're just trying to get back and get more reps to feel more confident in them. But we're getting there.
Chase is a young guy who's, fit in a few places during his career, but he looks like he's kind of stepping forward this season. What have you seen out of him during the offseason and into camp?
Yeah, he's really matured a lot, and he doesn't come from the greatest of backgrounds with his upbringing. He's overcome a lot in that area, but he is really focused. He's working really hard. Had a great summer with Coach Scott and the guys in the weight room. I'm excited to see him play. He's really gotten a lot better since the spring.
What about Xavier Gray, transfer, came in this summer? How has he adjusted to the team?
Good. He's done great. He's going to play for us. I'm counting on him to continue to develop. He's gotten better every day since he's been here. He's got some experience. He played at Akron previously. Played, not just practiced. So he's really coming along.
How much does it impact your position group, if at all, who's under center and with this quarterback battle going on?
More so than anything, just getting a little bit adjusted to Cadence. Now, we're not very deeply involved with Cadence as far as multiple things that we do, but beyond that, I talk to them all the time. They got to know where the launch point is, and we talk to the quarterbacks about not being, without me coaching them, but keeping them where they're supposed to be so that I can know where they are so that we can protect them. And as long as they're hanging in where they're supposed to hang in, then it's all good to us. So we'll protect who's ever back there. That's our job.
How about Jordan White? How valuable is it to have a guy with experience there at that spot in center?
Yeah, I love Jordan. Jordan's gotten better. I think we've gotten better across the board, obviously, but which is always the goal. But Jordan's really taken a step, taken a little bit of a step in leadership. I think he was feeling his way around a little bit in the spring, being the new guy. But he's really taken over in there, and he's got to be the boss for us. The center is the boss, making the calls and the adjustments, and he's got to be able to handle that, and he's done a great job.
We've heard a lot about Aaron as well. As a true freshman, is that a guy that you would like to save his redshirt year, or is he another one of those guys you just might need him on the field?
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I've been doing this a long time, and you never look back and say, I wish we didn't redshirt that guy. You always say, I wish we did redshirt that guy, because getting him at 22, 23 years old is a lot better than him at 18. The maturity and the strength and all those things. But so if we could redshirt him, that would be the first answer. I've coached the O-line a lot of years, and 2 guys have started as true freshmen for me, and they were really good players. So they probably started because they were a little bit ahead of the curve. With that said, I'd like to try to redshirt Aaron, but Aaron's got to be ready to play. Aaron is a good player who is earning himself to be in a position to play. And so I would like to hope that it'd save it if it was an injury situation, but you could see him in there for sure.
As a collective line, what are the biggest steps that you've seen your group take as you're getting to the end of fall camp, maybe things that you've been preaching to them specifically?
I think the biggest thing is just having a better overall understanding of the offense and what we're trying to accomplish. I think a lot of people from the outside, I've been in this offense for a while, and a lot of people on the outside looking in think it's way different. It's funny, I get scouts coming in, they're like, well, Coach, how different is this blocking? I'm like, we're running zone to the right and to the left, and some is inside, some is outside. It's not all that earth-shattering. We do some things that are a little bit different, but for them to understand that now and understand exactly what it is we're trying to accomplish when we take a tackle and put them out on the perimeter, like understanding that has really grown. And just, techniques that I firmly believe in, having done this for a long time, whether they're right or wrong, that's the way we're going to do it. And I always want to do what's best for the kids, but there's ways that I know work. And we want to do those things to make them better, and they've bought in, and it's been fun.
Your time for one more question.
In your opinion, who had the best mustache at the end of fall?
Ha! The best mustache. I know, Coach.
Unless you had a more important question.
Coach Korn's pretty impressive. Willie Korn, pretty impressive there. But I don't know. Coach Chadwell rocks it pretty good now.
Oh, good.
Good. Well, he rocks it.
He rocks it.
Mine, you can't even tell, so it's all good.